How can I make friends with food? How can I align myself to eat whatever I desire and maintain a healthy body?
Everything that we've been talking about here today, by reaching for the alignment first and then act. In other words, we were saying to you, get in the vortex and then, or we've said to you, get on the high-flying disc or then, or we say, prepare your point of attraction and then. We're saying, make sure you're wobble-free and then. So it really is about tending to your vibration first and then following the inspiration. Because most people eat very conditionally. In other words, they've heard something and so, we're surprised any of you can find anything to eat. Because all of you have read something that makes almost everything that you intend to eat inappropriate in some way. So it's about finding your alignment first and then following the inspiration. Your body is so multifaceted, and the chemistry of your body, you are like a veritable chemical factory. You have the ability to produce what your body wants in terms of clarity, in terms of stamina, in terms of flexibility, in terms of stability. In other words, there are different requirements that sometimes you want your eyes to focus in a very powerful way. Sometimes you want your throat to be particularly clear. Sometimes you want your hearing to be especially keen. Sometimes you want your agility. In other words, you're not like a robot that just walks around with this list of things that you can do. Your different intentions call for different performance from your body. And the cells of your body understand what that is. The cells of your body, if you were in a place of feeling good more of the time, would communicate with each other in a way that would allow you to be right place, right time, right feeling, right mood, right response 100% of the time, you see. But because most people are doing almost everything conditionally, including eating, then you don't allow the inspiration to come forth from your body in the way that it would. You see, the animals have a much greater sense of who they are. They follow their inspiration. You call it instinct when you are approaching animals. But how often, or have you ever, is a better way of saying that, found your meat-eating canine in the yard eating grass? Because he's feeling the inspiration. His cells are calling for something that isn't in the general diet that he's finding, and so he's inspired to something in another way. So what we would really like to say to you is we would like you to eat from an inspired point of view, not from a motivated point of view. And this is the perfect opportunity to dovetail in this conversation that it feels so important for us, for you, to us, for you, of this unconditional. We would like you to be at a place where you are inspired from your alignment to eat. And most people are in a state of misalignment when they are feeling their desire to eat. And so it's like looking for love in all the wrong places. You just can't get there from there. And so until we have the conversation and until you are able to comfortably accomplish this waking up in the morning and knowing that it's a fresh day and finding alignment and maintaining it for a while until you are unconditionally moving through your day, we cannot have an effective conversation about most anything, and especially that. Because every time you try to restrain yourself, you see, you've got this vibrational pattern going on, which is at the basis of everything that is coming to you. The impulses that come to you, let's start in a stronger, more blunt place. If you don't find alignment, but you go to a meeting like Alcoholics Anonymous, and they say to you, and they convince you that you must control your behavior through willpower, and you are not addressing the vibrational foundation of everything that you are about, you are asking close to the impossible to not do something that vibrationally you keep feeling inclined to do. You just can't buck the current. So what we're saying is, if you realize what the current is, and you realize that you don't want to buck it, you want to align with it, and that in your vortex is everything that you want relative to your stability, relative to your vitality, relative to your appearance. Everything that you want is in that vortex. And the source within you knows the path of no resistance to lead you to the outcome that you want and to the pleasurable unfolding along the way. So if you've taken the time to wake up in the morning for several mornings and you've decided that you want to feel good, and so you're going to hold yourself in a less detailed, less conditional response to life just for a little while, and you focus yourself into alignment. That's what meditation does for you. It's the same thing too. You quiet your mind so you stop thought, so you stop resistance. It's like pushing the reset button too. And then you begin approaching life from that centered place, and you let the inspiration grow from there. Then the impulse to eat will be born out of inspiration. Most people are eating out of deprivation. Most people are eating out of control. Most people are eating out of somebody else's idea of it. And most people are eating very conditionally. It's really a rare person who is guided from the inside out, from alignment. But that really is what you're wanting. Sometimes your body is craving something that something you've decided is bad for you contains. Popsicles. Sometimes. But if you have already decided that's not something that I eat, and the cells of your chemical factory are asking for it, sometimes you'll get an impulse to eat something, but your belief will prevent you, or you'll go along with it because there is something there, and then you beat up on yourself about it because you think you shouldn't have done it, you see. Aligned eating. We want you to get into the vortex, and then we want you to get on your high-flying disc, and then we want you to get into that center, that unconditional place of love, and then watch what happens. And what you'll begin to notice is there are a whole lot of things that you have been telling yourself you shouldn't do that you were doing anyway. And so you say you shouldn't do it, but you do it anyway, so there's still contradiction in it. There are a whole lot of things that you've been telling yourself you shouldn't do because you've been trying to control the conditions based upon somebody else's feedback that if you were really in sync with Source, you would do. You would do, you see. Because the conditions in and of themselves are not problematic. It's the vibrational chaos in the conditions that's keeping you from the well-being that you're looking for. Now we're talking like non-physical, who are not dealing with the physical, we know. But everything that is physical is a byproduct of this non-physical energy. Everything is energy in motion, you see. And when you start dealing with the energy and lining it up and then following the impulse, you're going to live blissfully ever after. You are. Next time you catch yourself saying, I shouldn't do that, just stop and ask yourself, is this really the approach that I want to have to life? Is it really what I shouldn't be doing that or do I want the inspiration about what I'm wanting to do? And we don't want to say, take our word for it. So we will just tell you what we know to be, and you can take it or leave it. There are so many things that you are depriving yourselves of for no rational reason. There are people that you are not spending time with who could enrich your life beyond our ability to express it in words because you've got some idea about them, and so you're holding yourself in discord to receiving something of value that they could offer you. And it's true of so many experiences. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't do that because once I had a bad experience. Well, what was your state of being? What vibration were you in? What was the relationship between your desire and your belief at the time? There are so many factors that were not even being considered when you formed a bunch of beliefs. You have all kinds of beliefs that you could let go of. And in letting go of them, you would find freedom and joy and expansion and joyous life experience, you see. But you won't know until you get yourself resistance-free and follow the path of the Source within you. Yeah, really good. Path to food, the path to conversations, path to life experience, the path to veritable fortunes, the path to excited, ignited life, the path to momentum, the path to standing in your now with source flowing through you and having clarity and ideas flow to you, the likes of which you've never contemplated. Access to other brilliant co-creators. They're all out there, many of them making their way to alignment at the same time that you are. This is the time of awakening. It's not the time of conditional living. It's the time of setting aside the conditions that have been binding you and coming into alignment with the wholeness of who you are so that you can be the creator of conditions that please you, you see. Yeah. Enough?